My mother-in-law always had a sudden emergency on Valentine's Day. This year I was ready for it. I, 32F, just watched my mother-in-law's face crumble when she realized her annual Valentine's Day manipulation wasn't going to work. It was glorious. This is the story of how my Emile spent 6 years sabotaging every Valentine's Day and how I finally caught her in the act. The first Valentine's Day. The first year I was with Andrew, 34M, I didn't think much of it. We'd been dating for 8 months. Our first Valentine's Day together. Andrew made reservations at a beautiful Italian restaurant, bought tickets to a show afterward. The whole romantic evening planned out. We were getting dressed when his phone rang. His mother, Patricia, 61F. Mom? What's wrong? I watched his face change from excited to concerned. Okay. I'll be right there. He hung up and looked at me apologetically. Mom fell. She thinks she twisted her ankle. She needs help. Is she okay? Should we call an ambulance? She said no ambulance. But she can't drive herself to urgent care. I need to take her. I'll come with you. No, you stay. Get ready. I'll be quick. We might just be a little late for dinner. He left. I waited an hour, then another. He finally called at 8:30 p.m. We'd missed our reservation. Mom's ankle is really bad. The wait at urgent care is 3 hours. I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule? Of course. Is your mom okay? Yeah, she'll be fine. I feel terrible about tonight. We never rescheduled. The restaurant was booked solid for weeks. Patricia's ankle was fine, by the way. Healed completely in 2 days. I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought, she told me later, smiling. Year 2, Andrew and I were engaged. He planned a surprise weekend getaway. Bed and breakfast in wine country. Left Friday night, back Sunday afternoon. We were loading the car Friday at 4 p.m. when his phone rang. Patricia. What's wrong, Mom? I couldn't hear her side, but I could hear crying. Okay. We'll come over. He hung up and looked at me with guilt written all over his face. Dad left. Just walked out. Said he needed space. Mom's devastated. Oh my God. Is she okay? She's alone and scared. I need to go make sure she's all right. Maybe stay with her tonight. Both of us. You don't have to. Of course I'm coming. She shouldn't be alone. We canceled the B&B. Lost the deposit. Spent Valentine's weekend on Patricia's couch while she cried about her marriage. Except Richard, Andrew's dad, hadn't actually left. He came home Sunday morning with groceries. Where have you been? Patricia asked innocuously. Fishing trip with Bill. I told you last week. She had told him. She just forgot when she called Andrew in a panic on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's right. I was so worried when you weren't home Friday night. Andrew was confused. You said he left you. I said he left. For his fishing trip. I must not have been clear. I was just upset about being alone on Valentine's Day. Year 3, we were newlyweds. I'd planned a whole evening. Cooked his favorite meal. Bought expensive wine. Wore the lingerie he liked. Everything was perfect. Until 6 p.m. when Patricia called. Mom. I watched Andrew's face do the familiar transformation. What? When? I'll be right there. What happened? Mom's basement flooded. Pipes burst. She has water everywhere and doesn't know what to do. Did she call a plumber? She called me first. She's panicking. I need to go help. On Valentine's Day? Sophie, it's an emergency. Her basement is flooding. He left. Came home at midnight, soaking wet and exhausted. The pipe was barely leaking. Dad fixed it in 20 minutes. But Mom insisted I help move boxes and clean up water. I'm sorry. The dinner was cold. The wine was drunk. I was in sweatpants. Your dad was there? Yeah. He was there the whole time. So why did she need you? She wanted both of us, I guess. Interesting. She wanted Andrew there on Valentine's Day, when he had a wife at home. Year 4, the pattern emerges. Year 4, I started noticing the pattern. Every Valentine's Day. Every single
1.
Some emergency. Some crisis. Some reason Andrew had to drop everything and run to Patricia. That year, it was her car. Mom's car won't start. She has a doctor's appointment. I need to drive her. Can't your dad drive her? He's at work. It's 7 p.m. He's working late. The doctor's appointment was at the regular clinic. Not urgent care. Not the emergency room. A routine checkup that could have been rescheduled. But Andrew drove her there. Waited 2 hours. Drove her home. We had dinner at 10 p.m. Cold takeout instead of the homemade meal I'd prepared. I brought it up after she left. Have you noticed your mom has an emergency every Valentine's Day? What do you mean? The ankle. The crying about your dad. The flood. Now the car. All on Valentine's Day. That's just coincidence. For years in a row? She's getting older. Things happen. Only on February 14th? You're being paranoid. Maybe I was. But I didn't think so. Year 5, the test. Year 5, I tested my theory. I didn't plan anything for Valentine's Day. Told Andrew I had to work late. No plans, he asked. Nope. Too busy. Let's do something next weekend. He looked relieved. Okay, that works. 7:15 p.m., his phone rang. Right on schedule. Patricia. What's wrong, Mom? I listened carefully. The furnace? Okay. I'll be right there. He hung up. Mom's furnace stopped working. She's freezing. Did she call a repair person? It's after hours. Emergency service costs extra. She can afford it. Sophie, she's my mother. I'm not going to make her pay emergency rates when I can look at it. You don't know anything about furnaces. Dad does. I'll help him. I called Patricia's house number 20 minutes after Andrew left. Richard answered. Hi, Richard, it's Sophie. Is Andrew there? Andrew?
No.
Why would he be here? Patricia called about the furnace. The furnace is fine. Been running all day. It's actually too hot, if anything. My blood went cold.
Oh.
Maybe I misunderstood. Thanks, Richard. I hung up. Andrew came home 2 hours later. How was the furnace? I asked casually. Took forever, but we got it working. That's good. It must have been really cold.
Yeah.
Mom was wearing 3 sweaters. He was lying to me. Or Patricia was lying to him. Either way, someone was lying. The confrontation. I waited until the next day to say anything. I called your parents' house last night. Andrew looked up from his breakfast. Why? To check on your mom. You know, after the furnace emergency. And your dad said the furnace was working fine. That it had been running all day. Andrew's face went blank. He must have been confused. Richard sounded pretty sure. I don't know what to tell you. The furnace wasn't working when I got there. So your dad was lying? I don't think he was lying. Maybe he didn't realize. Or maybe your mom was lying. Why would she lie about the furnace? Because she does this every Valentine's Day, Andrew. Every single year. That's crazy. Is it? Ankle injury. Marriage crisis.
Flood.
Car trouble. Furnace emergency. All on February 14th. For 5 consecutive years. That's coincidence.
No.
It's not. It's your mother sabotaging our Valentine's days because she can't stand that you have a wife. You're being ridiculous. Am I? Call your dad. Ask him about the furnace. I'm not doing that. This is paranoid. Then I will. I called Richard on speakerphone. Hi, Richard.
Quick question about last night.
Andrew said the furnace wasn't working. Richard sounded confused. The furnace? It's fine. Been working great all winter. Andrew's face changed. Thanks, Richard. I hung up. We stared at each other. She lied. I said quietly. Your mother lied to get you over there on Valentine's Day. Maybe she was confused. 5 years, Andrew. 5 years of confusion all on the same day. He didn't have an answer. Year 6, the plan. This year I was ready. I started planning in January. First, I made reservations at the nicest restaurant in the city for Valentine's Day. 7 p.m. Then I called Patricia. Hi, Patricia. I wanted to give you advance notice. Andrew and I are going to dinner on Valentine's Day, and we're turning off our phones for the evening. You know, romantic date night.
Oh,
That's nice. I just wanted to let you know so you don't worry if you can't reach him. What if there's an emergency? You can call Richard. Or 911 if it's serious. But what if I need Andrew specifically? For what? I don't know. What if something happens? Then handle it like you do every other day of the year when Andrew's unavailable. Silence. We'll have our phones off from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'm sure you'll be fine. I hung up before she could argue. Was that necessary? Andrew asked.
yes.
I'm not letting your mother sabotage another Valentine's Day. She's not sabotaging. We'll see. Valentine's Day, the setup. February 14th arrived. I had everything ready. Dinner reservations confirmed. My phone fully charged. Andrew's phone in my purse. Why do you have my phone? He asked as we got ready. Because we're turning them off, remember? Date night rules. What if Mom needs me? She has your dad. And 911. Sophie. Andrew, we have not had one uninterrupted Valentine's Day in 6 years. Not one. I'm not doing it again. Fine. We left the house at 6:30 p.m. My phone, tucked away in my purse, was on silent, but definitely not off. Because I had a plan. The call. We were in the car when the first call came through. I felt my phone vibrate. Patricia's name lit up the screen. I let it go to voicemail. 30 seconds later, another call. Voicemail. Text message. Andrew, I need you to call me. It's urgent. Another call. Is that your phone? Andrew asked. Just work. I'll handle it later. We arrived at the restaurant at 7 p.m. sharp. By the time we sat down, Patricia had called me 6 times and sent 8 texts. All increasingly frantic. Emergency. Need help immediately. Please call back. Andrew isn't answering. This is serious. I'm scared. Please. I didn't respond to any of them. The dinner. We had a beautiful dinner. Appetizers.
Wine.
Main course.
Dessert.
My phone vibrated constantly in my purse. Andrew noticed. Are you going to check that? It's just work. Nothing I can't handle tomorrow. It seems urgent. It's not. At 8:45 p.m., my phone rang for the 23rd time. This time it was Richard. I answered. Sophie? Is Andrew with you? Patricia's been trying to reach him. Yes, we're at dinner. Is everything okay? She says she needs him to come home. Some kind of emergency. What kind of emergency? She won't tell me. Just says she needs Andrew. Richard, is she hurt? Is she in danger? Is there a fire, a flood, a medical crisis? No, she's just upset. Upset about what? I don't know. She won't tell me. Then it can wait until we get home. We'll be back around 10:30. She's pretty worked up. Richard, with all due respect, does Patricia have an actual emergency, or does she just want Andrew to leave our Valentine's dinner? Long pause. She wants him to come home. That's what I thought. We'll see you at 10:30. I hung up. Andrew stared at me. What was that about? Your mom wants you to come home. Why? Your dad doesn't know. She won't tell him. Then it must be serious. Or she's doing what she does every Valentine's Day. We should at least call her.
No.
We're finishing our dinner. If she has a real emergency, she can call 911 or tell your father what's wrong. But I'm not letting her sabotage tonight. Andrew looked torn, but he stayed. We finished dessert. The ambush. We got home at 10:45 p.m. Patricia's car was in our driveway. Oh no, I said. We walked in to find Patricia sitting on our couch, crying. Finally, she said when she saw Andrew. I've been so worried. Mom, what are you doing here? I needed you, and you weren't answering. I had to drive over here to make sure you were okay. We were at dinner. I told you we'd have our phones off. But what if something happened to me? What if I had an emergency? Did you have an emergency? I asked. She looked at me with pure venom. I could have. But did you? I was upset.
About what?
About being alone on Valentine's Day. The truth came out. Andrew's face went through several emotions. You were upset about being alone? Dad was home. Your father doesn't care about Valentine's Day. So, you wanted me to leave my wife on Valentine's Day to keep you company? I'm your mother. And Sophie is my wife. She doesn't understand. Understand what? I interrupted. That you've been sabotaging our Valentine's Days for 6 years? I haven't been sabotaging anything. The ankle that healed in 2 days. The emergency about Richard that was actually his planned fishing trip. The basement flood that was barely a leak. The car that magically started after Andrew left. The furnace that Richard says was working fine. And now this. Patricia's face went red. I don't know what you're talking about. Mom, Andrew's voice was hard. Have you been lying about emergencies on Valentine's Day? Of course not. Then why did Dad say the furnace was working fine last year? He was confused. He sounded pretty sure when we called him. Patricia stood up. I can't believe you're taking her side over your own mother. I'm not taking sides. I'm asking for the truth. The truth is that you married a woman who's turned you against me. The truth is that you can't handle that Andrew has a wife, I said. So, every Valentine's Day, you create a crisis to remind him that you come first. That's not true. Then why are you here?
Right now?
On Valentine's Day? When you have no actual emergency? She opened her mouth. Closed it. I rest my case. The meltdown. Patricia lost it. You poisoned him against me. You've been waiting for a chance to cut me out. I've invited you to every holiday, every birthday, every family event. The only thing I've asked is that you don't sabotage Valentine's Day. I haven't sabotaged anything. I have legitimate emergencies. Name one, Andrew said quietly. One actual emergency from the past 6 Valentine's Days. She couldn't. The ankle. Healed in 2 days. The flood. Was barely a leak that Dad fixed in 20 minutes. The furnace. Was working fine according to Dad. I needed you. For what, Mom? What did you actually need that couldn't wait until the next day? I needed to know you still cared about me. And there it was. The real issue. Mom, I care about you. But I have a wife. And Valentine's Day is for her, not you. I'm your mother. And she's my partner. My priority. The person I chose to spend my life with. Patricia started crying.
Real tears this time.
You've changed. Ever since you married her. You've changed. I grew up, Mom. That's what happens. You used to need me. I still need you. As my mother. Not as my Valentine. The words hung in the air. Patricia grabbed her purse.
Fine.
If that's how you feel, I'll leave. Mom.
No.
You've made your choice. Don't bother calling me. I know where I stand. She left. Andrew stood there, looking shell-shocked. Did that really just happen? Yeah. Has she really been sabotaging Valentine's Day for 6 years?
Yeah.
Why didn't I see it? Because she's your mother. And you wanted to believe the emergencies were real. He sat down hard on the couch. I'm sorry. For what? For not believing you. For choosing her over you. Every year. For 6 years. You're here now. I should have been here before. I sat next to him. She's your mother. She knows exactly which buttons to push. That doesn't make it okay.
No.
It doesn't. We sat in silence. What do I do now? He asked. You set boundaries. And you stick to them. The aftermath. Patricia didn't speak to us for 3 weeks. Which was fine with me. Andrew felt guilty at first. Called her twice. She didn't answer. She's punishing you, I told him. Maybe I deserve it. For what? Having a wife? Wanting one Valentine's Day without manufactured drama? For hurting her feelings. She hurt yours first. Every year. By lying and manipulating and refusing to accept that you have a life outside of being her son. On week 3, Richard called. Your mother wants to apologize. For what? Andrew asked. For she didn't say exactly. But she's ready to talk. Is she ready to admit she's been sabotaging Valentine's Day? Silence. I'll take that as a no. Tell her I'm ready to talk when she's ready to be honest. The apology. Week 4, Patricia called. I'd like to talk. Can I come over? Andrew looked at me. I nodded. She came over that evening. Sat on our couch with her hands folded. I'm sorry for how I reacted on Valentine's Day. Okay. But I think you need to understand that being a mother doesn't end just because your child gets married. I know that, Mom. And it's hurtful when you prioritize your wife over your mother. I jumped in. Patricia, Andrew isn't prioritizing me over you. He's prioritizing his marriage, which is what he's supposed to do. A man should take care of his mother. Andrew does take care of you. He visits. He calls. He helps with things around your house. But Valentine's Day is for couples, not mothers and sons. It's one day. It's 6 years of manufactured emergencies. 6 years of lying about crises to manipulate Andrew into abandoning our plans. That's not needing help. That's emotional manipulation. Her face hardened. I came here to apologize, not to be attacked. That wasn't an apology, I said. That was, I'm sorry you're upset, but I'm not wrong. I apologized. You apologized for how you reacted, not for 6 years of sabotage. She looked at Andrew. Are you going to let her talk to me like this? Sophie's right, Mom. You didn't apologize for lying. You apologized for getting caught. I never lied. The furnace, Mom. Dad said it was working fine. He was wrong. He's an engineer. I think he knows when the furnace is working. Patricia stood up. I can see I'm not welcome here. You're welcome here when you're ready to be honest about what you've been doing. I've been trying to have a relationship with my son. You've been trying to keep him as your emotional support partner instead of letting him be a husband to his wife. She left again, this time angrier. The Facebook post. 2 days later, Patricia posted on Facebook. It's so painful when your children turn against you. I tried to apologize but was met with hostility and accusations. I raised a son who now treats me like a burden. My heart is broken. Broken heart. 50 comments within an hour. All supporting her. Poor Patricia. Ungrateful son. Horrible daughter-in-law. I showed Andrew. She's making me look like a villain, he said. She's making herself look like a victim. Different thing. I should respond. Do you want to? I don't want people thinking I abandoned my mother. Then tell the truth. He thought about it. Then he wrote his own post. Mom, I love you. But posting on Facebook instead of having an honest conversation isn't healthy. I've never asked you to be less involved in my life. I've asked you to stop creating fake emergencies on Valentine's Day to interrupt my marriage. That's not turning against you. That's setting a boundary. If you want to repair our relationship, I'm here. But it requires honesty about the pattern of manipulation. I'm ready when you are. The comments flipped. Wait, fake emergencies? What pattern? There's more to this story. Patricia deleted her post within 30 minutes. Called Andrew screaming. How dare you air our family business publicly? You aired it first. I was expressing my feelings by making me look like a terrible son. I just corrected the record. You embarrassed me. You've been embarrassing me for 6 years. Every time I cancel Valentine's plans because you fell or the basement flooded. Every time I explain to Sophie why I have to leave. Every time people ask why we can't just have one normal Valentine's Day. I'm your mother. And I'm your son. Not your husband. Not your Valentine. Your son. Who loves you, but needs you to respect my marriage. She hung up. Richard's call. That night, Richard called. I need to tell you something. Okay. Your mother has been doing this for years. I know. Not just with you. With me. Andrew put the phone on speaker. What do you mean? Before you got married, she used to create emergencies whenever I had work events or fishing trips or anything that took attention away from her. How did I not know this? Because I handled it quietly. I'd cancel my plans. Come home early. Make sure she felt prioritized. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't want you to see your mother that way. But now I see I did you a disservice. By enabling her behavior with me, I taught her it would work with you. Andrew was quiet. I'm sorry, son. I should have set better boundaries. Maybe if I had, you wouldn't be dealing with this now. It's not your fault, Dad. It's partially my fault. I enabled her for 35 years. And now she thinks it's normal to manipulate the people who love her into dropping everything to prove they care. What do I do? What you're doing. Set boundaries. Stick to them. Don't let her guilt you into abandoning your wife to soothe her insecurity. She's going to be angry. Let her be angry. Anger is better than enabling her to ruin your marriage. After they hung up, Andrew looked at me. My whole family is broken. Your family has an unhealthy pattern. That's different than broken. How do we fix it? You can't fix her. You can only change how you respond to her. 3 months later. It's been 3 months since Valentine's Day. Patricia stopped calling for 6 weeks. Then she started calling again. Cautiously. Just checking in. Wanted to see how you're doing. Thinking about you. Never mentioning Valentine's Day. Never apologizing. But also never creating fake emergencies. Last week, she invited us to dinner. We went. It was awkward. Surface-level conversation. Avoiding any topic that might lead to conflict. But she was trying. In her way. At the end of the night, she hugged Andrew. I miss you. I miss you too, Mom. Can we try again? Are you ready to admit what you were doing? She pulled back. I don't think we need to rehash. I do. I need to hear you acknowledge it. She looked at the floor. I may have been overly dependent on your attention. And I may have created situations to ensure I received that attention. On Valentine's Day specifically. On Valentine's Day specifically. Why? Because that's the day when I felt most replaced. When it was most obvious that I wasn't your priority anymore. You're still my priority, Mom. You're just not my only priority. I'm learning to accept that. It wasn't a perfect apology.
But it was honest.
And honesty was a start. This year's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is next week. Andrew already made reservations. I asked what we're doing if Patricia calls. Letting it go to voicemail. What if it's a real emergency? Then she can call 911 or Dad. But I'm not ruining another Valentine's Day. What if she shows up at the house again? Then we don't answer the door. You're serious. Completely. She doesn't get to manipulate us anymore. And if that makes me a bad son, then I'm a bad son. But I'm a good husband. And that matters more. I kissed him. Took you long enough to figure that out. Better late than never. We'll see what happens next week. Maybe Patricia has learned her lesson. Maybe she hasn't. Either way, we're having Valentine's Day. Together. Uninterrupted. For the first time in 7 years. Update, February 15th. Valentine's Day came and went. We went to dinner. Turned off our phones. Had a beautiful evening. No emergency calls. No texts. No Patricia in our driveway when we got home. Just peace. Andrew called his mom this morning. Everything okay?
Yes.
Why? Just checking. You didn't call last night. I know. It was Valentine's Day. That's your time with Sophie.
Oh.
Thank you. You're welcome. That was it. No drama. No guilt. No manipulation. Just respect. Maybe she really has learned. Or maybe she's planning something for next year. Either way, we proved we can have Valentine's Day without her emergencies. And that's a win. For everyone asking, is your MIL getting therapy? I don't know. She hasn't mentioned it. But something changed because this year was different. Do you think she'll try again next year? Maybe.
But we know how to handle it now.
How's your relationship with her now? Better. Not perfect, but better. We see her every few weeks. She's trying to respect boundaries. What advice would you give to others with manipulative MILs? Document the pattern. Make your spouse see it. Set boundaries.
Stick to them.
Don't let guilt override your marriage. Did you feel bad for calling her out? At first. Then I remembered 6 years of ruined Valentine's days and stopped feeling bad. My mother-in-law always had a sudden emergency on Valentine's Day. This year I was ready for it. I didn't let her manipulate us. I didn't let her ruin our evening. I didn't let her make Andrew choose between his wife and his mother. And she learned that her fake emergencies don't work anymore. Best Valentine's Day we've ever had. Because we finally put our marriage first, where it should have been all along.